I find interesting? When I hear women talk about the men they used to date, how they spend all this money on them, that's what they're used to. They tell men this, and that's what they expect. My thinking is, why aren't you still with these guys? Like, these men spend all this money on you because you know you high value, but you're not with any of them. Either you left them or they left you.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again, and today we've got a video for you from Manhood, taking a look at women who are worried that men are going to have too much fun being single. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's jump right into it.
Yes, men are happy being single. They're definitely enjoying it more than they used to before, and because I see it, you know, it's gotten harder to date, you know, lately. Men are very, like, satisfied in their lives without women. They're like, you know, working a lot, or if they're not working, then, you know, they'll hang out with their friends, with their family, with their kids. Well, with their kids, it's a given. But yeah, they're happy being, if they're not married, they're happy being, you know, bachelors and having their own space and not having to, like, commit to anyone. So yeah, this wasn't the case before, but this is what it is now.
It's actually quite rare to hear a woman just concede the point this plainly. She is right that a lot of men looked at the other deal on offer and decided their own time was worth more.
Men can't go out and have fun without women. Women can very happily go to a club or go on holiday, have a great time with their girls, get their own table, section by themselves, go on holiday, girls trip by themselves, have a great time. Men, if it's not somebody that they see in the club that they're interested in, or if they don't have an ulterior motive with that person, it's not a good time. Like, their motives for doing these trips and going to clubs is because they're looking. They're predatory. They're looking for something.
She cannot picture a man enjoying himself without a woman attached, so she calls it predatory instead. That says more about how she travels than about how men do.
There's a moment most women never, ever see coming. And that's when Mr. Nice Guy just stopped being Mr. Nice Guy. There's no warning, no speech, no big argument. One day he just woke up and started moving different. And that's the part that throws a lot of people off, because he wasn't complaining before. He was just showing up, saying yes, adjusting, going out of his way to make sure everything ran smooth. So when the switch happened, it kind of feels random, but it's not. It's been building every time he ignored what bothered him. Every time he chose peace over honesty. Every time he gave more than he had and told himself it was just part of being Mr. Nice Guy. Until one day, something small happens. Nothing too big, nothing dramatic. And he pauses and he thinks. And something becomes clear to him. And for the first time, he doesn't override himself.
It's all fun and games, guys, until the men decide to walk away. Then these women have issues with it, right? They're never actually interested in these nice men. They just like to keep them around for a bit of attention, free validation. But the moment they go, it is a problem.
Now I'm just in this phase, I'm calling it slutty summer, where I'm just open to not even necessarily being a slut, but just having fun and meeting people and not knowing exactly where it's going to lead.
She is doing exactly what she would call a man predatory for. I love how when you switch the genders, guys, all of these women will lose their minds, but think it's totally appropriate when they do it.
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presence. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
He just ran the numbers, and the total was not what she wanted to hear. A man asking what he gets back is not a crime, it is a fair question.
What the the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays, so many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste.
This is absolutely right. I don't think a lot of guys are afraid of being single. I think that's just totally ridiculous.
Right, listen, ladies, the lies are getting more and more and more flamboyant and dramatic. Why am I telling you this? Because you need to be alert. Open your eyes and realize that most men are just out here lying to you. See, majority of men on dating apps are either in relationships, married, or have some dysfunction, okay? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, that guy has something wrong with him, okay? This is why, sorry to say, ladies, dating apps are trash. You're never going to find a high...
It's funny how the apps are full of trash men, and somehow she never includes the women swiping through them. If everybody on the app is the problem except you, maybe you are actually the problem.
As a wife to a husband who doesn't have hobbies outside of his wife and his children, men with hobbies are gross. What do you mean your husband spent all Saturday golfing? Your husband's in bowling league and he was gone all Monday evening? After work, he'd rather go to the bar.
A man wanting a few hours of his own week is not gross, and calling it that just pushes him further away. Men noticed which side gets called gross for having a life.
Men really be lame as hell. Like, they really be showing you their lame ass video, crying real tears. Like, oh my gosh, bro, this is so funny. And that shit be the lamest shit you ever even watch. Like, who picked your sense of humor? Like the shit that they be sending you that's supposed to be funny. It like, who are they funny to? Do you even know my sense of humor? Nigga, I ain't laughed not one time. Niggas just be laughing at shit that don't.
A man tried to share something he enjoyed and got told his sense of humor is a punchline. Do that enough times and he will simply stop sending anything.
Because when I walked in, it was packed. And what do you think I saw? What do you think I saw?
What did you see?
Exactly what I thought I was going to see.
What?
80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None.
I saw so many black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up. They would be selling tickets to speed dating, and they would always end up with men's tickets on sale. Always, because they weren't buying any. Just the other day, a big account that I follow for black creatives did like this Cupid thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right?
The men voting with their wallets here is the entire answer that she keeps ignoring. Nobody showing up means that men already rejected what she was offering.
Men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life? I have to disagree. I do not think that if a woman that you so desired was available to you, you would choose peace over commitment, sex, good meals with conversation, and things like that. So I'm going to call your bluff because I don't think that's true. This, by the way, is not police lights. This is some kind of flashing light in a parking lot. I'm not quite sure what it is. But anyway, again, calling your bluff. Okay?
She heard men say they found peace and decided they must be lying because the alternative is admitting the peace is real. She isn't testing them. She just doesn't want to hear the answer.
You know what I find interesting? When I hear women talk about the men they used to date, how they spend all this money on them, that's what they're used to. They tell men this. That's what they expect. My thinking is, why aren't you still with these guys? Like, these men spend all this money on you because you know you high value, but you're not with any of them. Either you left them or they left you. Maybe your strategy isn't working. And a man is going to think, well, all these guys spend money on you. Now you're gone. I'm going to spend all this money on you. Then you're going to be gone. Just to tell the next guy how much money I spent on you. Why would anybody want to sign up for that? But maybe I'm seeing it wrong.
It is a fair question, and the silence after it is the whole point. A trail of men who spent big and left, it just shows the same pattern of repeating, nothing to be proud of, and honestly, most of these women are lying when they say that men have spent a bunch of money on them.
Unpopular opinion, a lot of women have absolutely no idea what peace looks like to their man. If your man is sitting somewhere by himself in silence with a little smile on his face and he is doing absolutely nothing, he's not fucking with nobody, he ain't bothering nobody, let that man sit in peace. You do not need to roll up on him and ask him no goofy ass question like, what are you thinking about? Or why are you so happy? Because now he got to make the decision to look at you and actually tell you nothing, or lie to you and be like, you're what I'm thinking about. And the whole time that man was sitting there probably thinking about absolutely nothing, just sitting in peace. So let him sit in peace when you see him sitting in peace. I challenge every woman who sees this video to go and ask your man what peace looks like to them. And when he gives you an answer, honor that. And let him have whatever level of peace.
I've been saying this for quite some time on the channel, guys, but this is true. Most women don't actually know what peace looks like for a man, and honestly, they do everything they can to disrupt it because they don't even recognize it.
Let's just talk about the lonely man epidemic that my sister kind of talked about the other day. And basically, it's that so many men are lonely because a lot of women are not willing to date them because, one, women are getting better paying jobs, they're getting better careers, and they're getting more educated in the sense that these women who are just getting hotter and smarter and making more money don't want just a regular mediocre man. And the thing is, with guys that do have pretty well-paying jobs and multiple degrees and are self-sufficing in pretty good ways, they are arrogant. There's not a lot of people that are very humble but also have a lot of things in their life. So in that point, there's something called the lonely man epidemic because a lot of women are not willing to date just regular men. They want to have a really good provider, a really good quality man, but there's not a lot of them out there these days. Even if they do exist, a lot of them are taken. So it's like you're not going to crash someone else's wedding or their relationship. So that's why women just prefer to be single these days.
Yes, the classic, lonely male epidemic that I only ever hear women speak about, interestingly enough. It's funny how she says men are supposedly the problem here, but the common thread in her story is the standards, not the guys. A humble man with a good job getting passed over is the part that she breezed past.
A lot of them are just doing their own thing. They go to work, they go home, they enjoy their hobbies. Some might be online dating. But for the most part, many of them have given up on dating, unfortunately. The risks just outweigh the benefits at this point. They don't feel appreciated for their efforts. They feel like everything they do is bare minimum. They're tired of all the unreasonable.
She actually admits it, that men stopped because the effort never gets appreciated. That is not men failing, that is men reading the room. If you would like to get early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure you check out the members area link below in the video description. Otherwise, make sure to click on one of these videos on screen now if you enjoyed. Make sure you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.